Welcome back to Sosnovka, Sovkhoz episode 28 with me, Mr. Sealy P. Moving on from episode 27, we are going to collect up some more straw and the straw swaths into the pottinger, which we bought in the previous episode. That we are going to take over to the dairy farm. It will be used for bedding. I will top up the bedding that we've already got and then put it to one side, so we've always got plenty there should we need it. That will only happen as the cows use it and if we buy more cows. At the moment, I can't remember what we're on now, 25, 30 or 35, I can't remember. We'll have a look in a little while when we get over there. So anyway, we are filling up. Sure has a capacity of 45,000 litres, this one. And there we are, 45,000 litres. Right, we'll take this back over to the farm. I will need to move the self-propelled food mixer, the SPV Comfort Coom, and it looks like our silage is fermented and ready to be used. That's good. Fantastic. Right, okay. That opens up a couple of options for today's episode. Okay, so I was on 35 and now we're on 40. So I've bought the cows first rather than put the straw in, because how much straw we need is dictated by how many animals we've got. So we've now got 40 cows. I think we've got 50 sheep, 50 chickens, but 40 cows. We will gradually build up. Top this up. Shouldn't take a huge amount, he says. It wasn't horrendous. Okay, so that's their straw topped up. That should keep them going for a while. And we'll go and park this up. Okay, one for straw, one for grass. It's a bit excessive, I know. This tractor does need a serious wash, but I'm going to leave it there for a little while. I'll come back to it in a little while. I've got things I need to do first. Let's fill this up. Now this is used for the mixed ration. As we've seen already in previous episode, we can drop the bales into the top, one of each, get a mixed ration. You can fill it with silage, you can fill it with straw if you want to, from straw bales, and you can fill up their straw using this if you want to. But what I'm going to do is use our little rotating pickup at the front, and that sucks up the silage, squirts it into the back, and then we can give the cows silage. Now, because we're on a new save game, not a new save game, we've started the game fresh for recording this episode, the productivity always sits at 0 for a while until you start playing the game. The weird thing was that they've got everything they need apart from silage, and it was showing 100% productivity. So I'm curious now as to whether or not, if I add this silage, whether the productivity will go up to 110%, because you often see that on modded versions when they're doing beef and pigs, and when you add all this stuff in, the productivity goes above 100%, or whether it will just stick at 100. That's going to be hard to tell. So I'm not going to give them the silage just yet. I'm going to wait until the productivity percentage appears on the screen, which it hasn't done yet. So I'll keep checking it periodically. As soon as the productivity comes up, I'll then give them the silage and see if that goes up even further. I'm not convinced it will, but we'll see. So our little land train will park this up. Works well, do like that. I'm still considering selling the smaller one of these and getting the bigger one with the dolly. Again, might happen later on this episode, maybe the next episode. However, if I forget, it may not happen at all. We'll see. It'll be when I come to use it, when I come to do something, I'll suddenly think, oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant to buy the bigger one. We've got the machinery to pull it now, so we could get away with the big one. Right, where to park this? I do have space, so I'll stick it in here. It's rather a big bit of machinery, but there we go, that'll do. It's a little bit of jumping about this episode. I've got a few little odds and ends that need to be done. Bring the harvester back as well. Now, since the harvester and the Lamborghini are both absolutely filthy, they do need a wash. Trouble with the white tractor, shows up the dirt. I mean, to be fair, I think the amount of dirt that's on it, any colour tractor would look like it's covered in dirt. This is another one of those chores that you don't have to do this. If you're playing the game and you're just playing it because you want to play it, that's one of those things. Adds a bit of realism, keeps your tractors looking fresh and clean and lovely. But it's not a necessity. It's not like your tractors are going to corrode or rot away, or their horsepower decreases, or they become unusable if you don't clean them. It just adds to the realism a little bit. And now the harvester. If you're spending a lot of money on this brand new equipment, you want it to look its best. Show off your equipment. You got a big New Holland. You want people to know. Maybe that's just me. Who knows? I'm sure I said on my Down on the Farm series, my Bjornholm map, clean equipment is happy equipment. It also makes it easy if you're doing a lot of in-cab work. To be able to see out the windscreen helps, because they do get really filthy to the point where the visibility is quite poor. And we'll park this back up in its hangar. If I do at any point start to store potatoes, sugar beets, or wood chips, which I think is in this end one, then obviously I'm not going to be able to store this here anymore, but for the time being, I think I've only got about 8,000 litres. It's not really a huge amount in there. Okay, that's that bit done. Now, the big job for this episode. I'm going to grab the forage harvester and its trailers and the header. Actually, probably be easier to pick up the header first, then hook up. This is the header that is basically like a hoover. Sucks it all up, throws it in through the collector chute to be turned into chaff. The other two are more like mowers, all crop header, and then the other one's the maize header. This one's more like a hoover. It's already been cut, the straw swath's on the ground. This just goes along, picks up the straw swath in through the collector chute, and up it goes. So we're going to take this over to field 1011. Bit of traffic coming, but what the hell? Pull it in front of it. Show you the route I'm going to take. Speed up a little bit though. Cross past field 18. you could go straight across, straight on there. I turn right, but you can go straight on, past the chicken coops, and then past the machine shop. But I'm going to come this back way around. Over. Actually, I haven't taken a harvester over this yet. It's quite wide, isn't it? Actually, that fits fine. It's not as wide as the actual harvesters, the combine harvesters. Straight across the main road without looking. Oops. Okay, so now we've taken off the field what we wanted for straw for the cows, for bedding. The rest is now for chaff. So we'll drop this header down. If I can remember which one, there we go. Open up the pipe, which is the other thing I always forget to do. That will automatically turn towards the trailers. And it will automatically adjust to throw from one trailer into the second trailer once it's full. And away we go. So all this will be chaff. There's a lot of it. And that will be going to the side bays at the biogas plant, which means hauling it backwards and forwards. So like I said, I'm not going to bore you with that. What I'll probably do is do one trip to show you the trip and unloading, and then the rest I'll do off screen, and then hopefully we'll come back to it at the end. I will speed this up ever so slightly. $63, 64,000. Now this doesn't have an automatic shut off, so you have to pay attention when it reaches its full capacity in whatever trailer you're using. You need to turn it off, because there's nothing worse, especially when you're doing a job like this. It becomes a bit monotonous and a bit boring, that you're just focusing on the rows and you find you've done 3 or 4 rows and the trailer's been full and it hasn't been actually putting any more into it. So I could take it with the forage harvester, which only goes at 26 miles an hour. What I thought I'd do is bring the lorry over from the lumberyard and use that to haul. That's why I always buy the Tatra, because it has got a trailer hitch, which makes it perfect for doing this kind of job. I can get them there and back a lot quicker at 41 miles an hour as opposed to 26. So I'll leave the forage harvester there in the yard, on the field, and take this to the biogas plant. Now, you could use the man truck, and the man truck goes at 50 miles an hour, but it doesn't have a rear trailer hitch. So, yeah, it just depends what sort of trailer you're using. I honestly think 41 mile an hour is fine. So, we've got the unload symbol come up. I'm going to put on the automatic help, because I need to know how much is in the silage and how compacted it is, and we'll start unloading. The plan is to unload all of that from field 10 and 11 into here, have it compacted, and then hopefully in an episode or two we're going to do the whole crop harvest on field 18 with assistance again, hopefully. I'm intending to fill one of these bays to its capacity before blanketing it and fermenting. That's what I'm hoping to do. We'll see if that works or not. It might not do. So that's us emptied, not full. We're at 70%. Compacting now. Now, like I say, with the double trailers, I've done this before. It's hard to do, so you just reverse back until you start to lose control of them. You can fiddle around trying to keep them straight, but it's just easy to go backwards and forwards. Or you can just run rings round, drive round, around, around, keep driving through the bay. So we are now at 100% compacted. Brilliant. Now, for those of you with PCs, if you've got course play, you can set a vehicle on that on course play. I'm not a PC gamer. I've seen it done before. I don't know how to set up course play. It's a brilliant thing to have. Or if you're multiplayer, that one person that gets lucky enough to stay there and just drive backwards and forwards compacting it. It works really well. If you're doing it solo, then unfortunately you either fill it all up then compact right at the end, which can take a while, or as I like to do, compact it after each unload. Personal preference. So off we go again, and as I said, I don't want to bore you watching the whole process. So here we are, last strip. It did take a while. This one I'm going to take back with the forage harvester, not with the lorry, because I need the forage harvester back over the biogas plant. So it just makes sense on the last load, take it back over. It's a little bit slower, but that's where it needs to be. Seems daft hauling it by truck and then having to drive the forage harvester over separate. Again, if you're a PC gamer and you've got Follow Me, I've said this before, on the Down the Farm series and on Westbridge Hills and on my how-to ones, Follow Me mod would be a godsend for doing this. The amount of times playing solo you need various bits of equipment in the field, it'd be easier to get it all there in one go. Anyway, that's that turned off. Beacons are on. Let's head back. Just check the map, shall show where we are. Top left, moving across through between the woods and field 18. Just kind of back route through. I followed the main road along, then went past the chicken coop, and there is a lane that runs through the woods. Anyway, we are here, last load to unload. There's a fair bit in here now, as you can see. When is enough enough? That's the question. When it's full, that's what I'm going for. A few odds and ends today, but we have now cleared that. Fields 10 and 11 are done. Got the crop off, and now got all the straw swaths off. So we're looking at 289,000, nearly 290,000 litres, 32% full, and we are now 100% compacted. It's always, well, sometimes advisable not to fully compact it. That way, if you go to put on cruise control to drive off, you don't automatically blanket the silo by mistake. But anyway, yes, 100% compacted, 32%. Right, I'm not going to blanket that. That will be done when it's full. We will now park all of this up. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. Again, a few little bits done. Nothing major, but jobs that needed doing, chores around the farm. We've now started to get some silage in there over at the biogas plant. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Next episode, more fun and excitement to come. If you haven't watched any of my previous episodes, go back, have a look. Down the Farm, Beyond Home, Westbridge Hills Welcome, and then Sosnovka, Sovkhoz. Go back to the start, watch them all. If I don't say so myself, they're a good watch. If you like it, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. There'll be loads more videos coming your way. FS15 and then hopefully FS17 when that comes out, and that is the plan. If you've got a comment, please do leave a comment, and as ever, whatever you choose to do, thanks for watching.